Are we doing the we're back? Or are we...
Yeah, well, let's start.
Okay, right. 3, 2, 1.
We're back.
That was terrible.
Oh my god.
Hello, guys, and welcome back to the series 2 of the 27 podcast. My name is Harry Barr, and as always, I'm joined by the wonderful Ben Butler and Joscel Manarambona. Guys,
so much for new changes, new intro.
Mm-hmm.
Harry was meant to not say that bit just then. He was like, "Oh, I'm going to mix it up this series." Come back to his old ways already. We're back.
I didn't do the good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. I did it then, but yeah, shut up, guys. But also, guys, new jingle. What your thoughts? Let us know below. Tweet in. I've forgotten how to host a podcast.
Let us know in that.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. We should put part of our thoughts on the new intro. We did get those pretty dope.
No, but we should say thank you to Ellie Dixon for making the jingle for us.
Mm-hmm.
Ellie was a guest on season 1. Great guest, great music, great jingle.
Go and check
it out. And obviously, shout out to Katy, Birmingham for the logo.
Mm-hmm.
Get the pleasantries out of the way. How are we all doing?
All right. COVID's back up.
Yeah, funny that, isn't it? Yeah. Oh my gosh. How odd is that? We started the podcast in lockdown. We finished it out of lockdown. And now we're starting it and we're about to go back into lockdown.
It's cursed.
It's full circle. Guys, the problem might be us.
We could be the problem. We could maybe Boris just sat there with a switch like, oh no, they've started the podcast again. Back into lockdown. Anything interesting happened to you guys over the last month or so?
Well, yeah, we've all gone our separate ways, and
we've all.
I guess we're officially an adult.
Yeah. Ben, you did cut out, so you just sounded like you said a fish, and then stopped. I was like, yeah, but
great. Okay, what I said was me and Joscel are still students, but Harry is officially an adult.
I'm out in the big
How's adult life treating you?
I've really gotten used to job rejections. That's fun. But yeah, no, I've just been pretty much like where I was a month ago is exactly the same now. Is just I've got a few more rejections from jobs.
That's part of life.
That's good, mate. Man.
You got to build from that. Rejection builds character.
My CV is airtight.
Exactly what I was going to say. Rejection builds character. Boys. I think my crucial piece of information, has just arrived. We're going to have to put a hold.
Commercial break. So we just had a commercial break for Joscel to receive a piece of vital equipment, and it did not arrive.
Nice.
God, I've missed this shit.
This is an absolute shambles. This is what happens when we don't have a guest on.
Yeah, we're out of the game.
We're out of the game. Yeah. So Ben, anything interesting happened with you in the last month?
I started my new course, and it is, it's going okay. Just sat in my room all day, every day, doing work. That's it. Don't know what any one of my course looks like because we don't put webcams on. So I only know what they sound like, which is a really weird thing.
Do they sound old? Do they sound young? Do they sound...
I don't know.
20-ish?
I don't know. Can you really tell by some of the voice?
I feel like I could
got no idea. I mean, I've tried to stalk their WhatsApp, icon pictures, but
it's too grainy. It's too grainy.
Commercial break. It's back.
I'm carrying on recording.
So we don't actually have a commercial this time. So I'm gonna pitch something to you. Harry, leave this break in, okay? Right, Joscel, just wait, okay? You get ready. I'm gonna do a commercial. It's becoming autumn. We're in the autumn season. It's getting colder. You're feeling, oh God, my summer outfit can no longer be used. What should I get? Well, have I just got the items for you? If you go to Redbubble/27podcast, you could buy our logo hoodies, our logo jumpers, our logo t-shirts, or if you're one of those people that loves a good cup of tea, considering most of our audience is British, you could buy a 27 podcast mug. Anything you do will give us a little bit of money, not a lot, but you will support the podcast and help us grow. Thanks for listening.
No, firstly, that was incredible. Secondly, I'm pretty sure I punched my mic in that. Okay. So halfway through Ben's incredibly lovely, calming voiceover, you're just going to hear a massive clang where I punched my microphone.
Yeah, after that, many breaks. God, this is a shambles. What do you guys feel about autumn? I know it's such an odd question, but I think autumn is my favorite season. I love it. Autumn is incredible. From walking my dog every morning, yeah, but like I've started to see the actual color changing of the trees and stuff, and like obviously I know you can see it normally, but like walking it every day now, there's like some lovely reds, oranges, browns. I just love it. I love Halloween. I just love like Halloween, the spooky season, and I just think I really want to go pumpkin picking now. Like, you know, I'm here for autumn. I am so up for it.
Yeah, autumn is incredible. I literally love it for the colours, but it is a bit cold. Like it's a lot colder than what autumn should be, in my opinion.
Do you guys have an issue with the cold?
No, I did.
No.
See, I don't mind the cold.
I sweat quite a lot. Just it's a fun fact about me is I get warm. So I really love sort of autumn and winter, especially winter. It's got my birthday in it. It might snow at some point. It's very up in the air as to whether or not it snows in the UK. But I do quite like autumn. It's the only thing I don't like is like when it gets so dark so early.
Oh, see, I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, you do like that? Oh, okay.
Because it gets all cozy, and then you can just get into bed. I mean, that's if you're not doing any work, but like you know, life and education aside, it's just so nice and just cozy, isn't it?
I know this is like an obvious thing, but at the same time, it might not be. But like the actual juxtaposition between summer and spring to autumn and winter is like massive. Like people go from this mindset of like, I can't wait to go on holiday. Like, let's go to the beach. Let's go to this. Oh my gosh, I just want to be in a log cabin and sit by a fire with my loved one and you know, cuddle up whilst watching some winter Netflix film and stuff like that. Like, it is such two different worlds, isn't it? It's amazing how we're all like following this.
Like a cycle. I mean, to bring it down a bit, there is such thing as like people's moods can change depending on the season as well. Like seasonal depression is like a massive thing, and like
it's massive in Nordic countries because they have like so little
sunlight.
So like in December, some of them, like especially like say the top of Norway, the top of Sweden, etc. They have like an hour of sunlight a day.
Yeah.
So they're also known as like the happiest people, but actually when it comes to winter, they have like the highest suicide rate in the world because people just can't live without that much daylight.
So that's I think that's probably why I don't like it getting dark earlier. Like, and I do just love how like one thing I'll miss about summer, especially like this year, just as this year doesn't count. It's not an actual. No, this didn't happen. It's just like I really missed out on beer gardens this year. Just like with some friends, just sitting in a beer garden for a couple of hours.
I just missed some friends, to be honest.
Yeah, it's fair. Yeah,
I'm a little bit lonely down
here. That's true. I mean, I bet it's Ben's birthday next week, and we were all set to basically go meet up in Oxford, weren't we? To have like a birthday thing.
Yeah, well, hopefully, but Oxford's a bit COVID.
A bit COVID-y at the moment.
But me and Harry are doing crazy. But have you guys watched the new David Attenborough?
I was literally just about to segue into that because
Extinction.
I watched it yesterday.
No, his witness statement.
Beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. And the fact that he goes through a timeline, because obviously he's seen it all. From like the youngest of age to where we're at now, I'm like, oh my god.
Well,
this isn't really. Just say this isn't like a nothing to watch. We didn't plan in advance. He was born. How many people were on the earth? How much wildlife there was? And it just slowly shows how the population goes up and the wildlife just goes down and down and down. But it was really interesting because he
drastically. It's not even like small. It literally decreases massively in huge chunks.
Oh yeah, it's just
that's so concerning.
Well, the like I remember I think it was like at the BAFTAs a few years ago when he accepts like a lifetime achievement award or something, and he said one of his producers said he is the only person to make something like to make a documentary in black and white, color TV, digital, like satellite, whatever, HD, 3D, and now 4K, and I'm like, well, that's how long his career's been. Like, that's how much he's seen over the years.
But also, so he's 93, and in this documentary, he's so like active and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
It was really interesting. Just going back on the population thing, it was really interesting to hear his explanation for it. And he was basically saying that we're literally about to hit the peak of human existence. Okay, so within the next couple of years, or even possibly now, the human population is going to decrease. And it was so interesting to hear why it increased so much. So basically, this blew my mind, I won't lie. The happier you are, the less children you have. And when you're in a family that has a lot of children, this obviously isn't the same for all cases, but this is what, say for like poorer countries,
on average,
people think bringing a child into the world brings you happiness, and it does, but ultimately in the end it doesn't bring you the amount of happiness that you think. So some people will be in a relationship and be like, oh, it's not going very well, let's have a child to make our relationship better. And at the beginning you think, oh yeah, but then by the end it doesn't. Like, well, I think you've also got to look at the cost of raising a child as well. Like, I've got a brother and a sister, and all three of us went to university, so like there's a lot of living costs you've got to put up with as a parent. I think that sort of is definitely contributing to it. Like, I know money's not the be all and end all of something, but it is a significant factor in a lot of stuff. And I think it was really interesting. It's such a good documentary. And I definity, within the last year, I've turned into a massive environmentalist. Like, I just bloody love the planet we're on, and I want to do everything. I want to do everything I can
in our power to save
no, literally,
the planet.
I want to do everything I can in my position to,
as a podcaster,
to help the planet.
No, but as in like just being a human. Like,
genuinely,
I'm now fully vegetarian, so I've done that.
Well, yeah, it's fine. I'm eating a lot less meat. Yeah.
But it's like him talking about the food we make. He's like, we're making too much food. He was like, we're literally. People think there's a demand for all this food, but there's not. If we just stopped it, no one would really be that bothered. And like the way he was talking about, this is not me. I will never be that person that bangs on a drum and says, you should all become vegetarian. I'm not going to do that. It's your right, whatever. Yeah. But his explanation of how like carnivorous animals, how they basically can't sustain eating that much meat because there's not enough of it. So that's why most animals, they do eat meat, but they also are primarily vegetarian because there's not enough meat for them to eat. Whereas we've just gone, screw that, we'll shove a bunch of chickens in a farm, make them all produce eggs and whatnot, and then have loads of chickens, and the same with cows and pigs and whatever. And that's how we're producing loads of meat. This is not sustainable. And I won't ramble too much, but go vegetarian. Do it for the better of the world.
I'm not one to tell you to go veggie, but
or at least cut down your meat.
In the last couple.
This isn't our planet. We're sharing it. It's not ours.
I know.
All these
to be honest,
I'm agreeing with you.
It was never ours to begin with. We kind of just intruded and just like
we evolved,
took everything, and we're like, wow.
I've been eating a lot less meat. So I completely did it just accidentally at first. Like I just went a whole week just eating fish and like veggies and stuff, not just mackerel, but like but I just sort of went, oh, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna try and have like a meat-free day a week, and like now it's just, it can go like 2 or 3 days without doing it because and I know there are problems with fishing and like overfishing and stuff, but like I've just been eating less red meat, especially like I haven't had beef in ages, and the only meat I do eat is chicken. But
I think crazy.
David Attenborough shed light on a very, very, very crucial piece of information that's happening in the world right now.
Yeah,
and I, for one, I'm going to go down the path of saving the planet. One way or another. Granted, it will be the small. It'll be the small. Listen, the 27 podcast is going green. You've heard it here first. Harry,
Are we?
Harry, we're going green. We're going green.
Go green for November.
Go green.
That's what we'll do. We'll go green for November.
I'm
all our
confused.
listeners, I want you to hashtag go green for November on anything. Just anything. I want to start. I genuinely want to start. Hashtag go green for November. That's going to be our thing for the month. That's what we're going to do for November.
Try and not drive. Try and use public transport. Or cycle
during a pandemic.
Go vegetarian.
Genuinely.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Did you not see the article the other day that said public transport was actually really safe?
Oh no, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I've got a massive change topic now, but so dinosaurs.
Oh,
yeah. Dinosaurs.
Oh, this is such a. Oh,
do you remember them? Well,
mate, Dave. Yeah, one of my best mates.
You know about dinosaurs?
Yeah.
So they were only found relatively recently, 150 years ago, maybe not even that. Okay, so people like King Henry VIII, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, they didn't know what a dinosaur was. How crazy is that?
It's kind of mad.
Genuinely, these people that shaped the world didn't know about these massive animals, dinosaurs, that were just roaming around here before them. Just to not blow anyone else's mind.
I guess, yeah. I mean, I'm going to be honest.
We found out so much about them. So much about them since. Yeah. But, they just had no idea what they were.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, I guess you could go as far as saying they kind of just perceive them as, in some cultures, mythical creatures, if you wish.
No, because they never found any fossils or bones or anything, so they genuinely didn't know what they were. That's what I mean is they had genuinely no idea. If you went back in time and went, oh, you had a Tyrannosaurus Rex, they'd be like, what the hell are you talking about?
A Tyrannosaurus?
What the hell are they talking about?
Yeah, it would be more like that.
That is actually crazy when you put it in perspective, though. That's true.
Yeah.
Such influential figures in history who had no idea about such. Oh my god.
They died so we could live.
What, dinosaurs or Henry VIII?
Dinosaurs.
They didn't choose to die, though.
They just got
Have
hit
you
by
guys seen that TikTok? hey, God. Hey, Angel. How did did you make the dinosaurs more media?
Oh, Meteor.
What? You meant make them a meteor. No. Meteor. No. Meteor. Not seen that.
Yeah,
it's got 12 million views.
There's another one as well. It's hey God, how you doing? It's that's good. I think I might give Earth. I think I might give them another world war. A third one? It's no, a second one. What do you mean? It's I said after the First World War, they went, whew, give them a second. Yeah, give them a second. No, give them a second. Give them a second.
Oh, it's so funny. I love TikTok.
TikTok is
TikTok is such a good platform.
I mean,
have you seen the one of the guy drinking cranberry juice and he's skateboarding to Fleetwood Mac?
Yeah. Mick Fleetwood. That he remade it.
A response video. Oh my gosh.
It's so Ocean Spray as well. Apparently, the cranberry juice makers, they gave him a new car and a lifetime supply of cranberry juice.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh good. Because actually, did you know? Well, you probably didn't know, but when he posted that, he always left his is it
Venmo in there?
Yeah. But because he had no running hot water.
Oh right.
And people were, and this TikTok has 20 million views.
I think it's on 30 now.
And people were commenting on it can you actually send him some money? As much this video is amazing, but this man has no running water or something. Come on, help him out. Mm-hmm. So I think he's done pretty well from that as well.
Yeah. He's got merch as well now because I decided because I love I watch it quite regularly as well just because it's just such a vibe. And Like he's got his own merchandise called like Dogface. If you want to go and like check it out, it does look pretty cool. Like I mean, I'm definitely not cool enough to wear it, but I know some of our listeners would actually love it and like go and wear it and like rock the shit out of it. But yeah, it's like, but the yeah, TikTok's just been such a weird, especially in the last month as well. Like we had when we had Lionel on, he was talking about it like it potentially getting banned, and then it was banned, and now it's not banned anymore in the US or something because like they set up like Walmart
getting banned, is it not?
No, so I think Walmart, like Walmart of all places, and like Oracle, I think, are like setting up a new company called TikTok US, which is still going to have access to TikTok, but it's not actually going to be with
so
TikTok.
Microsoft didn't buy them in the end.
No, they didn't. I think that fell through. But it was just such because like normally these takeovers take years, and the government would just like, yeah, you've got a month to sell your company.
Oh damn.
Yeah. So.
Well, I guess whilst we're on the topic of America, hey,
Oh,
Trump
God.
kicked coronavirus's ass.
God.
He's apparently
He's just built
the
different.
best human in the world. He saw Corona and went, "Fuck you." Man, I
cannot believe what's been occurring.
Well,
week.
actually, I'm gonna try and find a clip that was sent to me by my dad of all people, and it's just like him talking about the virus and his testing. I'm gonna play it now.
I think it's another day. I had a 2-week regimen of hydroxychloroquine, and I've taken it, I think, just about 2 weeks. I think it's another day. So, and I'm still here. I'm still here. And
I'm in the bed
very positively in another sense. So this morning, I tested positively toward negative, right? So no, I tested perfectly this morning. Meaning I tested negative. But that's the way it's
This guy's delusional.
And he runs. I have to keep on reminding myself that he runs the free world. Well, he's the most influential man in politics. Yeah,
and the whole TV debate.
Oh my God!
I don't do it over a computer. Do you know these guys are protecting Biden? I was like, oh.
Yeah,
he just is so infuriating.
Our American listeners, listen.
We're sorry.
At the end of the day, it's in your hands. Okay, the coming election. You just know what you're gonna do.
Are you endorsing Biden?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, well, no, but this is something that I want to bring up actually. So, in my new course, we have advocacy lessons. So, how to be a barrister.
Yeah.
And you pretend to do a trial or something.
Yeah.
And we do it in like really small groups. So there's 4 people I do it with. Another guy called Ben, this Kiwi called Jade, and this other girl who I'm not sure where she's from. Anyway, don't particularly like her. And she.
Let's hope she doesn't listen to the podcast.
Well, I do. We're not on terms. So she.
I don't even know what they look like.
Yeah, I don't know what she looks like. So she lives she lives over here, but for some, I don't know what her background is, but she's voting in the election.
Oh,
that's coming up.
Okay.
And my advocacy teacher came on, and we started, and she was like, "Oh gosh, just a tip, guys, don't base your advocacy off the debate the other night. Oh, what a farce that was, Mr. Trump, blah blah blah." She kind of just went off a bit one, and was just basically like, "Oh, I hate Trump, blah blah blah." Mm-hmm. Rightly so, many people do. And then we kind of just like we're talking about it as a group, and then one of the guys in my group was like, "Oh yeah,
Ben keeps on cutting out.
Oh my God!
Bits in the stories.
Yeah,
Ben,
exactly.
Ben, you keep on. It's like your Wi-Fi knows you're trying to tell a story, and it keeps on cutting out.
Yeah, I know. I literally said on my side, I've frozen again. Right, what did you hear up to?
Like someone in your course was gonna say something after this.
So basically, the guy in my class was like, "Oh yeah, like if you were in America, why would you vote with Trump anyway?" Blah blah. Kind of just went like off, like after everything is done, you should vote Biden. She then rocked up and was like, "Excuse me, but I don't think this is a place to talk about politics.
Oh.
Some people in this group may be voting in the election, and some people may not know who to vote for. And this guy kind of just went, well, if you're going to vote for Trump, then we probably don't want to talk to you. And she was like, she was not happy. And let's remember as well, my lecturer went off about Trump and said how bad it was. And she was just, and so the lecturer about him was like, oh, come on, guys. Like, oh, sorry, I shouldn't have brought it up. No, let's not talk about it. And then the girl goes like, well, it wasn't what you said, even though she was attacking Trump. It was what the other guy said. And I just think he should leave his politics at the door and be careful to shove his opinion on other people. And I was just like, oh, God. I was like, get over yourself. Like, come on.
You should have went, get in the bin.
And ladies and gentlemen, our next guest on the podcast is going to be Ben's.
You should have laid in on her, mate. Had a little okay.
It's so difficult, isn't it? Like, I've never met these people in person.
Yeah, that's true.
So if someone says something controversial, well, obviously if someone says controversial, I'll say something. But it's weird because the first time I meet them, it could be on an awful, basis because neither of us want to hang out.
Imagine if you meet her and then you look at her, you're like, oh my God. And she's like, I'm the girl that was,
she's like my dream girl.
Yes, she's your dream girl. And you're like, oh, shit.
Well, at least she's got questionable morals.
Yeah. Oh my God, Christ. Oh, it's so difficult to have political debates.
Oh, it's like, I mean,
like politics is the number one thing you should just.
I think it's a skill to maintain a level head.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a skill to lead to like. I think a certain level of diplomacy. Sorry, Harry, that's my.
I'm just looking back on it with going back to that debate though. Like Fox News and CNN, I think are like the two sort of figureheads for left and right, right wing and left wing politics, respectively. Both of them said, that debate was a farce. Like no one won. Like no one won in that. That was.
It was. It doesn't literally. No one. Okay, even someone who's not even into politics or following it can look at that and be like, right. So what was that?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? So
it's just like this new series of Spitting Images just started, and that could just have fit in there. And like the SNL,
I imagine they'll do a take of it.
Well, they definitely will. Like, SNL did a.
SNL would have eaten that up.
They did. They did like a 15-minute. They did a 15-minute cold open with Alec Baldwin playing Trump and Jim Carrey playing Biden, and like it was like they could have just rerun the debate. Like it was like spot on perfect, and like it's difficult because SNL recently has been a bit sort of hit and miss, but like, it was genuinely funny and like kind of worrying because they just brought up so many points you're like, oh my God, no.
Isn't it funny though? It's like, obviously we're hating on America's government, but we should also hate on ours.
We're doing
I just want to bring up what good old Rishi, who everyone thought was a saint at the start.
I meant,
has said the other day where he told musicians and actors and artists to go get like a proper job.
Yeah, retrain and get a proper job.
Get off yourself.
If you've got a degree and have like 20 years experience in the industry, I'm just going to go retrain. Yeah.
But, and what if you're a musician? Okay.
Yeah.
I bet you Rishi listens to music. Yeah. I bet you he listens to it. I bet you he goes to the West End. He watches TV. He listens to movies.
Sorry.
Listens to movies. Oh, I just love the sound of the Avengers. Oh
no, come on, you know what I meant.
I can almost see him holding the hammer. Oh, I can see him holding the hammer.
What a dick! What a dick! You know.
Oh dear. Oh God.
But no, that's a good point. I find it funny how Matt Hancock made a comment saying like, "Oh, he listens to grime music." I was like, Matt Hancock listens to grime music.
Yeah, it was in an article from a couple of years ago. Yeah.
I was like, what? Imagine Matt Hancock throwing them gun signs, gun fingers. He's like, boom. I was like, oh my God.
Can't go to the US because I've got too much convictions here. Ooh.
It would actually just be like Ed Sheeran's rap in Lego House.
The song he did with Stormzy. That's what, Ed Sheeran absolutely slaps. Yes.
Oh. That's so true.
Oh,
But no, it's
gosh.
crazy how like the performing industry. I read it yesterday actually how it contributes 10.8 billion pounds to the UK economy. It's such
Oh, it's huge. It's huge.
it's huge, and for them to like, for Richard to make a comment like that, like I've got a lot of friends who like work in like performing arts and like literally dedicate their entire lives to it, and they're just literally like they're fuming, and rightly so, to be honest. But at the same time, I was talking to another person. They were like, at the end of the day, in the grand scheme of things, sacrifices have to be made. But I think is that I don't know. Like I feel like I understand there are sacrifices that need to be made given the current climate, but
don't tell a 10.8
This
billion
is-
pound industry to retrain.
yeah,
I've always had this
It's
belief
sticky.
though, that artists and people, so artists in general are always perceived as like like useless compared to everything else.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
it's just absolute bollocks. Like, okay, say, have you got? I guarantee people have art in their house. I've got a picture right behind me. Do I listen to music every day?
Yeah.
Harry's got guitars behind him. Like,
Yeah.
it's so influential on your life.
Mhm.
But apparently, it's not as important as a salesperson who's going to sell you some toilet roll over the phone. Like, come on. Like, it just is a joke. I don't believe that people get in their car and just sit there in silence.
Mm.
Any good promo video, any amazing movie scene has like a great bit of music to accompany it. Like, artists do so much for the world, and they just get shat on all the time. And it's just not fair. Like, what do people miss arguably the most at the moment? Clubbing,
Concerts,
concerts, like
the theatre,
those sorts of things. Yeah, the theatre and all of that. It brings you joy and happiness.
It does.
See if it's a good play, maybe make you cry and whatnot. But that is the whole experience of it. And I'm just fed up with it. I don't. And do you know what's really depressing? Is that we started this podcast, and obviously during lockdown, as we said earlier, and like COVID was the topic, and here we are 7 months later.
Yeah, and it's still
the topic. And like, obviously, no one expected it to just go away, but it seems to have gotten. I guess by the end of our podcast, we weren't really talking about it as much because it looked like it was.
Well, yeah, we were like over the worst
away.
of it, and then obviously we're hitting flu
here
season.
we are again, and everyone's just gonna get screwed by it.
Nice. And to bring it back to a more joyous and happy topic, over the last month, I have bought probably my favorite thing ever, and it's these tiny hands.
Oh, for Christ's sake, Harry!
Harry watched that TikTok of the girl.
I watched several TikToks, and someone took their took some tiny hands
Did you really
to the pub.
scratch your beard with the little Harry?
What?
But they just make everything so. I could do a Trump impression now. Like, it's
Well,
like
then.
it's going to be. I can't do it. That was terrible. Huge. That's like the one word I can do.
Try and do a Boris Johnson.
Obviously, we have the curfew for the pubs. You can go out. Go when you go to the pub. You have to leave at 10. So make sure you get there at 4 p.m. on the dot.
Harry Bar. That's actually pretty decent. That's pretty good.
Fair. It's the tiny hands. They make everything. like this is purely for the YouTube watchers. But yeah, I've got some teeny tiny hands.
Lovely.
Yeah.
How much they cost you?
They cost me £4.
Oh my god.
And I've got some chopsticks to put them on. So like.
Oh, so you literally just got the tiny hands?
Yeah, just the tiny hands. No, these are chopsticks. I'm supporting two industries here. I'm supporting the hand industry and the chopstick industry. Anyway, these are going to go back. By the way, when I'm not using them, they like sit in this little cup behind my laptop. So I've just got these two dismembered hands just behind my screen all the time.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Do you know something that's been like has just made my life so happy at the moment? I've started playing tennis, and I used to play it so much when I was younger. Like, honestly, when I was at secondary school, and it was summer, I used to live in this village, and we used to play like pretty much every night. And then went to college, kind of stopped, played a couple of times at college, and then just went to uni and stopped. And I've just it's definitely my favorite sport to play.
Mhm.
So I really want to get back into it. I found it's a great place to go play, and
Mhm.
I just absolutely loving it. Like, it just brings me so much joy that I know it sounds sad, but I have not had this much fun in so long. And like this, like, I get so excited for it every week. I'm only playing once a week, but I want to start playing more. And I'm just like, I get all giddy when I go play, and I'm just like, oh yeah, like it's so good to be back. Yeah,
well, that's going to be taken away from me soon, isn't it?
I don't think it will.
I guess if you look at it, though, I mean, tennis is the best
sport,
socially distancing sport.
It is a good social distancing sport.
Like, you know,
and like we all have to. It's pretty good anyway. Like, you're not allowed to get on the court unless you sanitize your hands and things like that. So
yeah, well, it's like
it's just a good laugh.
Well, it's like I went to go and visit. Well, you know, we all moved out of the house in Oxford, and then like after that, I went down to Portsmouth to stay with Ben for a couple of days, and like I watched you play some village cricket. Then I say play. You weren't very good. No, it was good. It was a fun little, like, I mean, because I the only cricket I've watched has been on telly, and then
I didn't bowl or bat, did I? Yeah.
No, it was just I watched you stand in a field.
That's dogs.
Yeah, we got to go to the pub afterwards, which was fun. Like, you know, that was nice.
Yeah.
In a group that was bigger than 6. Oh wow.
The days, hey.
Yeah,
The days. It was so awkward as well. I know. Sorry, how we've gone on diverge from your story, but like next weekend when we were going back to Oxford, I was like, oh, it'd be great. I'm gonna get to see everyone. But now I've had to like individually meet people. Like I've got plans to like meet people in different groups just so I can see everyone. You know, like before I just been like, okay, everyone comes to the pub for my birthday. But now I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna see you at 12, and then I'm gonna leave by 2 so I can go see this person, and then, you know, this.
Well, the annoying thing is though, like, you're still seeing all those people and you're spreading.
Yeah,
but it's not all at
you're
once.
gonna spread it no matter what. But like, I mean, I guess the only good thing is you have 2 birthdays with different sets of friends.
Yeah.
Good point, actually.
Isn't it mental though? Like almost this time last year, we were getting ready for the big ABBA night, and like
my costume. I think my costume had arrived like.
That ABBA night was top
about
tier.
a week before the thing, so yeah.
But that was such a good evening, wasn't it?
The ABBA night was top tier. It was great.
It was just unreal.
And then we watched the World Cup the next day. Oh
yeah,
steaming.
Oh my god, yeah, we were still absolutely trolley.
But like all the costumes were brilliant as well. Yeah. So people that don't know, like for my birthday last year, Fate. There was an ABBA tribute.
Stars aligned.
21st. It was just unbelievable. And I made everyone. So we had like pre-drinks at ours when you could, and then I made everyone dress up as that in ABBA outfits as well. And then we all arrived there as well, and no one else was dressed up.
One else
we were smashed, and we were in costume, and everyone else there was just.
There was like 50 people there. There's literally barely anyone. I got kicked out because I was in my cartwheeling phase where I just every time I got drunk I'd just do loads of cartwheels and handstands. I got kicked out, and Harry then
I stayed in. I so even though I was by far the most drunk person there, I can act sober enough when I'm in front of people. That I just none of the venue stuff. Like you would have known I was drunk.
But what? Oh, I've frozen again.
Yeah, but the this episode's such a write-off. No, but it's like I can act sober enough to, like, if I'm talking, I'll know if I'm talking to a bouncer, and I can be like, okay, right. My body be like, yeah, no, I'm not drunk at all. And then, but I was so drunk, I was talking to someone for like half an hour, and then afterwards I was like, oh, you only want to have a photo with you because I've got my costume on. And then apparently I was really rude, and but after half an hour of talking, I just went like that. And then I wandered home. Don't know how I got home. Woke up the next day. I was like, I vomited. Great.
Harry, you think that you're acting sober, but this is you. You when you're drunk and you're trying to like act sober, you get really like stern. You're like,
yeah, you do.
Yeah, and you're like, Ben, it is time to go. Ben, it is time. Ben, do not get into that. It's let's go. Just leave it. And you think, oh, you know, you're in your head, you're thinking, yeah, right, I'm the calm one here. I'm so like, let's do this. But actually, you're like really like.
Oh, dear. I can't remember that. So
it's every time you're drunk. It's not just the one time. It's like,
that's what I'm saying. I could never remember it. Yeah. So, I love how pretty much every other episode is just us talking about getting drunk. Like
It's not though, is it?
So like, oh, Joscel, do you know what? It's almost a year ago we went to New York.
That's true, mate. That's true.
Excuse me, Ben. I was
Can't
also
wait
there.
for those Snapchat highlights. Those Snapchat this time last year. Oh,
I've got a good story actually. I'll tell the story and then we'll finish. We'll finish the episode. So we went for my 21st, and then Joscel was turning 21 when we were out there.
Yeah.
And Joscel booked his flight separately to me and my mum. So first of all, because it was like our 21st, I tried to get us upgrades. So that didn't happen.
That didn't go to plan.
Basically, I asked that, like, you know, before you get onto the flight, and then we got onto the flight, and the stewardess came over, and I was like, hey, it's my friend's 21st. He's over there, and so we were like on the same row, but like,
yeah, I was like a few rows back.
Yeah, and I was like, you know, is it possible? Could he get an upgrade? And she goes, oh, I'm really sorry, but we're full, so I can't get him an upgrade. However, I'll get him a bottle of Prosecco. And I was like, wow. I was like, yeah, that's so nice. I was like, you know, and she was like, oh, do you two want to sit together? And I was like, well, that would be nice. So then basically, like, she like got his people to move, and then we were sat in this like seats together, and she came over with Prosecco.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, also we're going for my 21st as well. And she was like, oh, okay, and then got me a bottle as well. And then
oh my god,
I was like seeing these off. Joscel wasn't so interested, but I was really drinking these, and she just kept coming up, refilling it, and I was like, I think I'd had 4 glasses. Ooh. And let's remember, we're in
high altitude,
and also you're not the
altitude levels.
You've also not got the best tolerance out of anyone.
Ace, none of that. And and then they get on the old tannoy, and they're like, oh, we've got 2 birthdays today. I'd like to wish a happy 50th to blah, 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 and a happy 21st to Joscel Manorant Boner. And I was like, yeah!
I was like, oh my god, it was unreal.
I mean, smash cut to me in Oxford, walking into the kitchen, finding out Joscel had left a wok in the sink. And then I had to clean the bloody oven.
Whilst I was getting boozy on the plane.
Yeah, you were getting boozy. Way! And I was just there like, clean the bloody oven.
And they were so nice as well. Like, when we were leaving, they were telling us like all the stuff that we should go do. Yeah. And they were like, have the best week. Like, it's your 21st, make the most of it and all this. Quality times.
Pour the JFK steaming. Nice. That's how you want to do it. That's how you want to do it.
I've got a gun.
I'm not joking.
That's why, that's why you didn't drink as much, because you were worried about getting in. Like, genuinely,
I was genuinely shitting at Harry. I was like, I can't do this. I was like, okay, cool. Maintain composure. And Ben was like getting a huff or puff because there was a massive queue. And I was
but it was boiling in that building as well.
Yeah, it was really hot. It was really hot.
The worst airport I've ever been to. But I remember the worst airport I've ever been to was New Delhi, and for some they must have won an award, probably given to them by themselves, because every single award was just 2016 Airport of the Year. This airport didn't have any aircon. It was in India. It had no aircon. It was like they had fans, and like so every 10 meters you had a blast of like sort of slightly tepid air rather than roasting hot air in this 4-hour security queue. It was horrible. Man. I was like, and that was supposedly the Airport of the Year. I've been to Luton, and it was better than that.
Luton Airport's all right, but yeah.
I'm sure we could go on and on about airports, but I think that's a wrap, isn't it? With that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Bit of a messy first episode, but we've got some exciting guests to bring you. Not sure in what order.
But they'll come.
We'll bring you some.
It's just us. We didn't do too badly last series, so it's just.
No, we did not.
That was a great first series.
Now the pressure's on. The heat is on. The Saigon.
Like it's going to be hotter than the Delhi airport.
Oh, Harry. Right. Okay. That's it. We're done. Adios, people. It's been a pleasure. 27 podcast.
Thanks for listening. Share it with your friends and family.
See you next week.
We're back. Ciao.